We gotta talk about Calbo. I've never heard that story.
I have not heard this story.
What is Calvo?
I don't know.
Really?
Ryan told me.
What time
Yeah, so what?
What's
Come on.
Calvo?
Cal was with Kat, okay, the dancer,
Yeah.
before I met Kat.
Okay, so like
He was a
ex-boyfriend,
real estate.
ex-husband.
He was a real estate agent broker in West Bend, and very wealthy. So in other words, he had like Appaloosa horses and a big. I saw his house. I was like, holy fuck! It's like a mansion out there. And it said Boat Realty on a big sign, so I saw the place. Well, he liked to play around with the dancers. He had a lot of money, but
Oh, of course.
he,
You got that kind of
he
cash.
especially liked Cat. So
Okay.
he set her up in this place on Humboldt Park, bought all the fucking furniture, everything, and I come in on the scene. Now she already also had a boyfriend or boyfriends whenever she wanted. She just, this guy lived up in West Bend. She did whatever she wanted to do anyways, because that's the way she thinks. She goes, nobody owns me. I'll take what you give me, but
Yeah,
nobody owns me. I came from Thailand, America. I can fucking do anything. I got a pussy. You can't do shit to me. I look good and I got a pussy.
Okay, I'm confused now. Did she come from Thailand? Like, is she
Yeah,
from
her
Thailand?
dad was Indian from India, and her mom was from Bangkok. She lived in Bangkok growing up. So you can imagine, that is not the best place to grow up in the
I
world.
don't know. It sounds like she got a pretty good career field.
At least it's not the number one murder capital of the world.
Yeah.
Juarez.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Juarez.
you can go to Thailand now, and it's still pretty well, there's...
Go on about Calbo.
Yeah. So,
Enough about Cat. We'll get back to her.
Cal, there's a lot to say about Cal. Cal was a character. He would wear a cowboy hat. He had a white Cadillac Bicentennial Eldorado. And when he walked into Arts Performing Center downtown, he'd go like this. And they knew when he came in, everybody gets free drinks. He's very cocky. Well, he didn't like to be around me.
Didn't like you?
Now you're encroaching on his
I was living in the house. I moved out of Muskego. She says, why don't you move in with me?
living in Calvo Manor.
So,
Man war.
there was one incident where, and I didn't have any gun at the time, he came to the front door, and he used to like to get pretty lit up. Come to the front door, and I think it was daylight. It was on the weekend, because my roommates were there too.
Wait, so how many people were living?
There was
in this
another
house?
couple living in the other bedroom, so it was a 2-bedroom place. It's an upper and lower flat. This is pretty bizarre shit because it goes real deep. We don't have time for the whole story because it's a long story. So he comes to the front door and he crashes in the front door, and I grab my fucking bowl, which was behind a couch, and I'm like, I'm gonna shoot that motherfucker right in the ass with razor blade fucking tear arrows. And Bob, he's an Italian guy, he's going out with Jeannie. Jeannie's this blonde nun that was not a nun, nurse. Nurse.
None.
I like the story better when she was little.
Was he a priest too?
And she,
Focus.
Bob grabs me. He goes, what the fuck are you doing? I shoot that motherfucker right in the ass with this bow. He just takes it from me and sits down. He says he's gone. You already scared him off. So then later on, I went out and bought a Becker and Hollinger German war officer pistol, a 32 automatic pistol from a local gun dealer for $50. So later on, this fucker comes back again. Cat had a ear infection one night. This is years go by. This fucker's always around coming and going. There's a ton of stories. So I got this gun, and we take it out to Muskego with target practice. I'm shooting beer cans. This fucker fucker's working slick, and then one day it just kind of locked up, you know, in the last shot. But it still works. So, anyways, I got it tucked into my waterbed. I got this king-size waterbed. I got it tucked in, and I know this fucker's always gonna come back, you know, because that's Cal. That's the way he is. So one day that fucker's gonna come in here, and he's like 47, and I'm still in my 20s, and I mean, this fucker is strong. I mean, if he got a hold of me, he hurt me bad. So, well, I'll just shoot the fucker. I'll solve that problem right away. He comes in my house, I'll just shoot the fucker. So then, sure enough, you know, she had an ear infection. I had her take her to the hospital, actually, a couple times. I think it was twice. Finally got her to sleep. Fucking front door again. Boom, boom, boom. I go, he's here. Instinct. Who the fuck else was this? You know? All of a sudden, here, crash. Grab the fucking gun. So I put it on the dresser, and he's banging on this door. This lock worked, and the other one, there's a bathroom in between, and then the guest, you know, the other room, bedroom. Yeah. And that door didn't lock real. So he's banging on this door, you know, like a drunk that bangs on the door, like, and he's going, come on and fight like a man. So I put my coat on, and I'm like this. I'm waiting for that door to crash through, and all of a sudden he crashes through this door. And the lights behind, you know, that's on his bathroom is shining behind him. And I had made this cross when I was in Catholic, like, what do you call it, catechism or something?
Yeah.
The weekends when I was little. And it was up in the corner on the wall. And I'm pointing this gun. He's like, from me to you. And I'm pointing this gun right at his head, and I'm going, get the fuck out of here, you bastard. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here, Cal. And I'm thinking, I'm going to have to pull this trigger, because if this fucker has a gun or something, I'm going to have to pull this trigger and kill this fucker, you know. And then all of a sudden, it's like, don't, you know, a voice comes in my head, don't kill him, you might shoot, you know, the roommates might be in the bedroom, and you could shoot right through him or miss him, and he could be listening to it. You know, that's all this is going through my head. And I was like, he sees the gun, and his face goes, he's like, looking, is that a gun? He's like, holy fuck! He didn't know what to think. He just goes like this. He goes, like this, and he goes out. And then he goes out in, there's a front area, like a, you know, I don't know what you want to call it, you know, where people sit and entertain, like a fire pit. Oh, that's where a fireplace and stuff is in. And we called it a front room because it's towards. So he goes, hey, come out and fight like a man. And well, Cat had these theatrical swords that were like about this long from Thailand. But they were real metal. I mean, you could stab right through somebody easily with these fuckers. I mean, they were kind of not real steel like a professional, but they were, I mean, I could stab right through you with these fuckers. So he grabs one off the wall and he goes, hey, come on, fight like a man, you punk. I got a knife. And I go, gun, knife, gun, knife.
Never bring it to a gunfight.
I go, okay, I'm going. Well, as soon as I'm thinking this, your cat was in this bed, and this is a huge 4-post waterbed with a big bedroll on it. Like a gazelle, jumps up over that thing, opens the door, and goes out, and goes, and just as that happened, I'm like, whoa, what just happened? He's out there with this fucking nutbag, and I open the door, and she's going to him. She takes that sword and pulls it out of his hand, throws it behind the couch. She goes, you get out of my house. You get out of my house. And then I'm right there, and he's standing there, and she's here, and we're looking at each other, and I'm going, you motherfucker, I'm gonna blow your fucking face right off.
Yeah.
He just looks at me, and he goes, good! He goes, you're not bad enough.
Listen here, fucker.
He's just yelling at me. I'm yelling at him, and then finally he just goes, walks right out the back door. came in the front door, walks right out the back door.
Well, yeah, he broke the front door, so we gotta use the one that works.
And then we called the police. The police came over. And I said, so what happened if I would have shot him? The cop goes, he did.
Wow.
Unless you missed.
Wow.
Right, wouldn't be dead.
Compelling. What would happen if I shot him?
So then I had to go to court for this.
Oh,
To
you
take,
gotta go
yeah,
to
because
court,
now it's
okay.
already filed with the police department. I've got to go and press charges against him for breaking and entering. So we're sitting in the court, and he's right here, and